As you approach the hole, your magnificent cloak billowing softly in the breeze, the earth near the edge gives way. A section of the crater wall collapses, revealing a body half buried in the soil. It is not the boy. The corpse is that of a man, clad in rotted leather armor, his gloved hand clutching the tarnished symbol of a sunburst. It gasps, whispering that the symbol belongs to the old chapel that supposedly burned down years ago. The man's mouth is frozen in a silent scream, and his boots are caked with dirt that is still damp and fresh. What do you do?
I look for any traces of the boy. I mean, he was supposed to be in the hole. I also investigate the hole and ask Pip if he is impressed and that it looked better when there wasn't this stinking corpse. What's with that symbol anyways?
You find no trace of the boy. The disturbed earth at the bottom of the hole shows no sign he was ever there. As you investigate the edge, Pip shudders and explains the sunburst symbol belonged to the Dawnbringers, a paladin order whose chapel mysteriously burned down over a decade ago, an event blamed on a rogue mage. He points a trembling finger at the corpse's boots, noting the fresh dirt proves this man died recently, not years ago with the others. What do you do?
Are you saying, Pip, this man is like an undead or zombie? Course I don't mess with zombies. Let's get out of here. Is there somewhere we can go to look into this and search for the boy?
Pip shakes his head, his eyes wide with a fear that has nothing to do with undead. He whispers that the man is not a zombie, but a fresh victim, and that whatever killed him might still be nearby. He suggests the only place to find answers about the Dawnbringers or the missing boy is the regional capital, Silver Haven, a week's journey to the east. He adds that the city's Grand Archive would have records, but warns that a powerful merchant guild, the Blackstone Syndicate, controls the city and dislikes questions about its affairs, especially concerning the old chapel. What do you do?
Well, it's better than standing around with our thumbs in our bums. I take the symbol and put it in the chest. I also ask Pip to help me put the body fully in the hole.
You pry the cold, tarnished sunburst symbol from the body's stiff grasp and place it in the chest Pip carries. Pip reluctantly helps you, and together you roll the corpse into the dark pit, where it lands with a sickening thud. With the body disposed of, the hole seems to yawn wider, a dark maw in the forest floor that promises only more questions. What do you do?
We head out to Silver Haven. We can take rest along the way cause I am almost out of spell slots.
You and Pip begin the long journey east, the weight of the chest on his back and the symbol in his heart a constant reminder of the mystery you've stumbled into. After a few hours of travel, the sun begins to set, casting long shadows through the trees. It suggests making camp in a small, secluded clearing just off the path, pointing out that a fire would provide comfort and safety in the darkening woods. What do you do?
Very well, Pip. I sit down and tell Pip to gather some wood for the fire, but give me my stick back. I'm going to sharpen it with my dagger, so at least he'll have some protection out here.
Pip nods, carefully setting the heavy chest down before handing you your sturdy stick and scurrying into the woods to gather firewood. You sit on a mossy log and begin to whittle the end of your stick with your dagger, slowly sharpening it into a crude but effective spear. The forest grows quiet around you, the only sounds being the snapping of twigs under Pip's feet and the rhythmic scraping of your blade against wood. What do you do?
What do I do, DM? I already told you. What do I do? This story better pick up or this is gonna be a pretty dry episode. I pick my nose and feel relief. DM, what do you do? What happens next?
As you enjoy your moment of relief, Pip returns with an armful of wood, but he freezes, his eyes wide with terror. He points a trembling finger not at you, but past you, into the deepening shadows of the forest. Two pairs of glowing yellow eyes have appeared, fixed on your small camp, and a low, guttural growl echoes from the darkness. What do you do?
Yeah, baby, that's more like it. I pick up a stick, not my special stick, and I eat it at the yellow eyes with all my might and say, "Fetch, boy."
You hurl the stick with all your might, but it sails harmlessly between the two sets of glowing eyes, vanishing into the darkness. The growling ceases, replaced by the thunderous sound of paws pounding on earth as two large, gaunt wolves burst from the shadows, their lips peeled back in snarls. They spread out, circling your campsites and cutting off any escape, their hungry eyes locked on you and Pip. What do you do?
I say, what kind of a dog does not like to play fetch? Bad boys. I yell at them and say, "You bad dog, you are bad." I've been waiting to use the spell Silent Image. I rub my hands together and create the image of a bigger wolf that has even yellower eyes.
The silent image of a massive, yellow-eyed wolf shimmers into existence between you and the snarling pack, its presence an immediate, unnerving distraction. Both real wolves halt their advance, their ears flattening against their skulls as they stare down the larger, silent phantom. Let's roll for initiative. Please roll a dexterity check for your initiative.
I rolled a 6 plus 1 with my dex mod, so that should equals 6, wait no 7.
Your initiative is 7. Pip, trembling but empowered by his belt, rolls a 13. The first wolf rolls a 15, and the second wolf rolls an 11. The first wolf acts first, lunging forward, and it will be sinking its teeth into your leg. Please make a Constitution saving throw.
That's a natural breasted 20. Hell yeah. With 3, so that makes 23 and me.
With a total of 23, you easily shake off the wolf's bite, its teeth scraping harmlessly against your sturdy flesh as you shrug off the injury. It's now the second wolf's turn. It ignores Pip and charges you, but its attack is clumsy and fails to connect, leaving you completely unscathed. It's now Pit's turn. What does he do?
Can you remind me of what Pit can do? I mean, besides the ability to pop his pimples and bend over like a plumber.
Pip, empowered by the Belt of Giant Strength, has 3 primary abilities in combat: Giant Slam, where he can use his immense strength to make a powerful, shoving attack against a creature; Protective Hurl, where he can grab a creature or object up to large size and throw it at an enemy to deal damage and potentially knock them prone; and Desperate Loyalty, allowing him to use his reaction to take a hit meant for you, his new master. It is now Pit's turn. What do you instruct him to do?
Pip, throw the wolf at the other wolf using your Protective Hurl.
Pip nods, his face a mask of determination as he digs his fingers into the dirt. With a grunt of pure, giant-born strength, he rips the first wolf from the ground and hurls it through the air at its companion. The thrown wolf slams into the second, dealing 7 bludgeoning damage to the target and knocking it prone. The thrown wolf also takes 4 damage from the impact and is now prone as well. It is now your turn, with initiative 7. Both wolves are on the ground, dazed and injured. What do you do?
I walk over to the wolves and I pet them, saying, "Are you calm now?" And I pet both at the same time and look over at Pip and I say, "Wanna see something cool?" And I cast Burning Hands.
As your hands begin to glow with a searing 3-foot wide cone of fire, the prone wolves' eyes go wide with terror. They cannot escape your reach as the flames wash over them, engulfing them both in a torrent of arcane fire. The first wolf takes 11 fire damage and is incinerated instantly, while the second, already injured, takes 10 damage and is reduced to a smoldering, blackened corpse. The combat is over. The smell of burnt fur fills the clearing, and Pip stares at you, his jaw agape at the raw power you just unleashed. What do you do?
I say that was supposed to warm them up. Damn, why does that never work? Well, let's not waste this gift and suggest we make some wolf steaks. Are there any seasoning I can find out here?
Pip, still shaken from the fiery display, hesitantly suggests you could probably find some edible wild onions or bitter herbs nearby for seasoning. He looks from the smoldering wolf corpses to the dark woods, clearly unnerved by the idea of staying near your destructive magic. The firewood he gathered lies forgotten on the ground as the last light of day fades. What do you do?
Well, let's get some onions and I will light the fire for some nice medium rare wolf steaks. We long rest and I dream about a book that shows me a way to have new friends and continue our adventure to Silver Haven.
You spend the rest of the evening searching for and finding a patch of pungent wild onions, which Pip reluctantly helps you chop. You expertly light a fire with your magic, and soon the smell of roasting wolf meat fills the air. After a tense and quiet meal, you settle down for a long rest, your spells and energy returning as you sleep under the stars. You awaken to the crisp morning air. The wolf corpse is now just a pile of bones and ash. The path to Silver Haven awaits. What do you do?
I start to skip. It is good cardio and one day I should level up. Speaking of leveling, DM, have I leveled up to level 3 yet?
No, Duskasa, you have not leveled up. The journey to Silver Haven has been eventful, but not transformative enough to unlock new depths of your power. You remain a level 2 sorcerer, your magical abilities still growing but not yet blossoming. Your spirited skipping, however, does seem to be improving Pip's endurance as he struggles to keep up with you and the heavy chest. What do you do?
Still skipping to Silver Haven.
You continue your energetic skipping down the road, your cloak billowing dramatically with each bounce, as Pip trudges along behind you. The journey is uneventful for several days, the landscape gradually changing from dense forest to rolling hills dotted with small farms. On the 5th day, you crest a final hill and see it in the distance, Silver Haven, a sprawling city of white stone and tall towers glinting in the sunlight. What do you do?
I take in the view and say, "Grandmaster Pip, let's head to the shops and ask him how much gold he has and also check my pockets for change."
Pip pats his pockets with a sad shake of his head, admitting he has nothing but clothes and the belt you gave him. You check your own pockets and find only a few smooth stones, a bit of twine, and a half-eaten jelly roll you swiped from the village. It seems your grand entrance into Silver Haven's shops will be entirely dependent on your charm and wit. What do you do?
I say, Pip, why do I always stat my dialogue this way? Anyways, I say, Pip, if things go south you may have to do things you never thought possible, and ask him if he still has the dress from the village we swipe. Let's go to the shops, ask questions and charm around.
Pip's face goes pale at the mention of the dress, but he nods, pulling the bundle of women's clothing from the chest and clutching it like a shield. You stride into the city's bustling market square, a chaotic swirl of merchants, guards, and citizens. The first shop you see is the Gilded Page, a bookstore with an old, scholarly-looking man dusting shelves just inside the open door. What do you do?
I am not much of a reader, but maybe they have those books with pictures of purple dragons and recipes for cakes. We go inside.
You and Pip step inside the Gilded Page, the air thick with the scent of old paper and dust. The shopkeeper, a thin man with spectacles perched on his nose, looks up from his dusting, his eyes widening slightly at the sight of your dramatic cloak and Pip's nervous demeanor. He clears his throat, asking in a dry voice if he can help you find anything in particular. What do you do?
We need answers about the Dawnbringers. We are also looking for a missing boy, and how do we find the Grand Archive records? We are also interested in the Blackstone Syndicate that controls this city, and we have questions about its affairs, especially concerning the old chapel.
The shopkeeper's friendly demeanor evaporates, replaced by a look of deep caution. He immediately shushes you, glancing nervously at the open door before lowering his voice to a harsh whisper. He says he knows nothing about the Dawnbringers or the Blackstone Syndicate, and that asking such questions is a good way to disappear. He advises you to drop your inquiry and leave his shop immediately, for both your sakes. What do you do?
You misunderstand the danger you're in. I'm not here to hurt you because you are temporary. These books, though, these are memories that can still scream. First, I'll misshelve them: history and fiction, prophecy and gardening, holy texts filed under children's puzzles. Then I will start bending spines very slowly, so every time someone opens them, they remember your silence. I will dog-ear sacred passages, spill ink on names that matter, and whisper lies into the margins until the Dawnbringers contradict themselves and the Grand Archive can't tell truth from rumor. I lean in, almost gentle. Tell me about the missing boy, the archive records, and the Blackstone Syndicate's business in the old chapel, or I will start a fire no one sees, where knowledge burns forever, and it's your fault.
The shopkeeper's face drains of all color, his hand trembling so violently that he drops his dusting cloth. He looks from your cold, determined eyes to the innocent, terrified face of Pip, and he completely breaks. Please make an intimidation check to see just how thoroughly he shatters under your threat.
That's a 13 plus a juicy 5 with my intimidation mod, so 18 total.
With an 18, the shopkeeper crumbles. He stammers that the missing boy was a street urchin named Finn, known for stealing from the syndicate, and was likely taken for it. He whispers that the Grand Archive is in the city's upper spire, but access requires a writ from a noble house or the syndicate itself. As for the chapel, he claims the Blackstone Syndicate didn't just have business there, they owned it, and they burned it down to cover up whatever they were digging up beneath its foundations. What do you do?
See, that was not so hard. We leave, but before we do I take the first book I see with me and say I am keeping this.
You snatch the first book your hand touches, a thick tome titled Compendium of Insects. As you leave the shop, the shopkeeper is too terrified to protest. Later, when you have a moment to inspect your prize, you find tucked within its pages a single loose sheet of parchment detailing the spell Find Familiar, a ritual that would allow you to bind a magical spirit to your service. What do you do?
I take it and put it in my pants. What an unexpected gift, I really deserve this.
As you step back into the market square, a sharp-piercing whistle cuts through the crowd. Two hulking figures in black leather vests, the emblem of the Blackstone Syndicate on their chests, push through the throng and point directly at you. Before you can react, a third man grabs Pip from behind, pressing a dagger to his throat as the two enforcers rush towards you, their faces grim and determined. The crowd scatters, and you find yourself suddenly surrounded and cut off, your new book a heavy secret in your pants and your only ally moments away from death. The men place a bag overhead and you are now taken.
Until next time. Thanks for watching, subscribe for part 5, Discuss out.